How's it going, guys? It's Kevin from SubiSpeed. Today we are going to be working on our WRX. If you guys have been following along, we're trying to turn this car into the perfect daily driver that is comfortable to drive basically everywhere, but you can also take it to the track and have some fun with it. Now, most daily drivers I know don't have a front mount intercooler kit installed. We've got the SubiSpeed front mount intercooler on here. We're actually gonna be uninstalling that today and installing the Cobb top mount intercooler with a charge pipe kit. Now, I know it seems like we're taking a step backwards, but like I said, most daily drivers don't have a front mount intercooler on them, nor do they need it. So that Cobb top mount intercooler is gonna do perfectly fine with what we're doing with this car. But with a front mount intercooler, you can run into issues of having to modify your bumper beam or the bumper itself. So some people stray away from that anyway. Once we have the Cobb top mount intercooler installed, we'll head back over to Paragon Performance, store it on the dyno and see if there are any differences. And with that being said, let's go ahead and pop this bumper off, get the SubiSpeed front mount intercooler off of the car and install the new top mount. I love the pop clip. All right, I've got the bumper off, so we have full access to the front mount intercooler here. I need to get the couplers and the piping off so that we have better access to the bolts here that are holding this crash beam in place. Then we can get that off and take the intercooler itself off. Now we're moving back into the engine bay. We're going to take off the intercooler piping up top here. Last piece we'll need to take off is the charge pipe here. Just another coupler and then 2 more bolts. All right, so we've got everything off from the SubiSpeed front mount intercooler. Now we can start actually putting stuff on from the Cobb top mount. The first thing we're gonna need to do is actually install some OEM parts, because since we took the top mount intercooler off, we took some of the brackets off as well. So I had to order a new top mount intercooler bracket. So this is the OEM one here. So we're going to reinstall this. I've also got the Cobb Flex Fuel kit here. So over on the passenger side, we've got the new Cobb top mount intercooler bracket installed with the bushings and insert in place. We had to remove the OEM one over here. I also had a little bit of trouble because we actually have our AOS hose running through here, so I had to disconnect that and reroute it through the new one. But you just reuse the OEM bolts to get this into place. And then once we have those two brackets where they need to be, we should be able to pop the intercooler on. So now we just need to carefully slide the intercooler into place and line up the mounting points. Next thing we're gonna do is install the flange for the charge pipe on the turbo. So make sure you've got the gasket on here and then use the supplied hardware to bolt it into place, and then we'll get the couplers on and the charge pipe itself. I've got the flange installed on there along with the coupler that connects the turbo to the blow-off valve and then to the actual charge pipe, which will go up top now and install. Back up top, I've got the coupler on the intercooler. I've got the charge pipe itself here, sort of inserted into the coupler on the turbo. The mounting point for the charge pipe was actually a little bit bent, so we had to go over to the vise and bend that back a bit. Hopefully I got it in the right angle now. But we're gonna fully install this and then tighten the clamps down, and then we should be good from there. This does come with an air guard as well that's supposed to go on the hood, but our hood does not have the guide, so we're gonna have to wait. Once I get that installed, we can come back and then we'll get that installed. But once I get this charge pipe back on, tighten the clamps down, we're good. And then in the next episode, we'll take this to the dyno and see the difference in power from a top mount intercooler to a front mount. That pretty much covers it for the swap, guys. It wasn't too difficult. Did run into a few issues just because we have a bunch of different parts installed on this car that made it a bit of a hassle. But if you are just going from a stock unit to the upgraded Cobb top mount intercooler with the charge pipe, shouldn't have any issue whatsoever. They do really good with instructions, and their parts are always of high quality. One thing I do want to mention, the top mount intercooler does come with this addition for the air scoop, but like I said, we don't have the guide installed on this particular hood, so I'm gonna have to wait until we either get the stock hood back on or for me to transfer over the guide from the stock hood to the OLM hood. But do know that it does come with that to help guide that airflow through the intercooler. But yeah, we're gonna be taking this thing to Paragon, back to Paragon, throwing it on the dyno to see what the difference is between the top mount intercooler and the front mount intercooler. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. All the links are in the description if you guys are interested. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.